So when I was younger, I guess I had this image in my mind of what our 50s would look like. And I don't know if I pictured it as this. I think I thought life would be a lot slower, not being so active. And I thought when we would retire that I thought we'd still have to be working towards retirement, but I thought when you'd retire, it meant that you wouldn't work at all. And I think I thought that my kids would have their own families and maybe grandkids. I don't know. I'm going to share with you a couple things that surprised me about my 50s and what I think our future will look like. This is Modern Matriarch. My name is Anne, and basically this channel is all about loving deeply. We do love our friends and our families very deeply, but we also want to live life with intention, and we want to keep on moving. So let's get into this topic. It's just sort of a fun, interesting topic to think about what we thought life would be like and what is reality. See if they surprise you too, and if you can relate. One thing I thought my 50s would look like, I guess I thought I'd have things figured out a little bit better than what I do. I thought maybe more stability, more financial stability, more emotional stability. And don't get me wrong, we're pretty set, but I don't think I have it all figured out. What surprised me most is my mom still lives in the house that I was raised in. There was a lot of stability there, not a lot of changes. For us, that hasn't been the case. We've lived in 3 different states. We have worked at multiple jobs, and life just keeps changing. And you know what? I'm okay with that. You know, there's different challenges in life that we face and overcome. And with them, we become stronger and I guess they say wiser. I hope that's the case. So yeah, I guess I thought we'd be a little bit more stable or settled in our environments and have things figured out. But honestly, I'm still figuring things out. I don't know if I'll ever have them figured out. So older and wiser? I don't know. I think I got a lot of wisdom still to gain. I think we've gained a lot, but I think we got more to go. I also thought that we would be slowing down by now. I think of my parents. They would make dinner. We'd all eat dinner together, clean up dinner, watch some TV, and go to bed. You know, and on the weekends, they'd get stuff done around the house, but they weren't very active. They didn't go. They'd meet with friends and stuff like that, but me and my husband are much more active. We ride our bikes, we go camping, we go fishing. You know, we are always on the go, and our kids honestly never know what we're going to be doing next. We actually have another YouTube channel on it. It's really my husband's YouTube channel, and I'm the co-star, I guess you'd call it. But it's called Funner to Do It if you want to check it out. But we are always on the go. And honestly, I don't see us slowing down anytime soon. So that image, I even remember me and my husband talking when we were engaged, what we would be like we're going to be together for the long haul. We're going to grow old and gray together. And when you say that, I think of the white chairs out on the front porch and gray hair rocking in the chair. I don't see that coming anytime soon. And honestly, I hope it doesn't come too soon for you, because when the time comes, it's nice to have your partner there to listen, and if you can't move around as much. But until that time, I want to stay active and I want to stay busy because honestly, I think it helps you both mentally and physically stay young. So keep on moving. The next one that surprised me is retirement. When I was younger, retirement was pretty much you worked until you were 65 and then you stopped working. I don't know that I think that's a very good idea anymore. I'll tell you honestly, my father and my husband's father both passed away when they were about to turn 60 years old. And they never got the chance to retire. I sort of laugh though because I really think what my father would have done in retirement, he enjoyed working. And honestly, I think he would have been lost in retirement. So do I think retiring means stop working anymore? I don't think so. I also don't know that it means 65 anymore. One, people are living longer and they're healthier longer. But I don't think I want to wait to 65 to enjoy life. Now, does that mean that I'm not going to work? Honestly, some people call me currently retired. I quit my full-time job for an employer. Man, it's been probably 5 years now, maybe 6. I work for myself. I'm self-employed and I follow my own schedule and I do what I want on that schedule. But that's not saying that I don't need an income. I still need an income. I still am responsible for expenses. So I had a reselling business for many years on the side. It was always a side hustle. I made it into my permanent job. I do that full time now. And now I'm starting this YouTube channel. So life changes. What I don't see is what I pictured when I was younger, that at the age of 65 you retire. That's when you get Social Security, right? Well, you can get it at 62. But anyways, I don't see it being a number where all of a sudden you retire. I think it's more about freedom in how you live your life. And if you enjoy working, why quit? Do you need to work as many hours as you used to? Maybe not. But I don't know what that looks like for you. I just don't think it's an automatic number like I did when I was younger. The other thing that I thought would be different is I honestly didn't think I'd have as many responsibilities at this age. You know, you think about it when you're younger and you figure your kids are adults, they're pretty much self-reliant, and you don't really even think about taking care of your parents. They've always taken care of themselves. You never really think about that. You still have significant others and your own responsibilities, such as your home and taking care of that, financial responsibilities, thinking about retirement. I guess what it comes down to is I just didn't really think about responsibilities. I guess I thought everything would be sort of just taken care of and stable. Now, I will say that my kids are pretty self-sufficient, but they still need advice and they still come to me for help with questions or, you never stop becoming a mother is what it comes down to. I don't care how old your kids are, you're still their mom and they're still going to come to you for advice. Now, your parents, on the other hand, your parents always were able to take care of themselves, at least mine were. And as they get older, they need more help. Now, I'm very fortunate. I come from a very large family. And, everybody chips in. On top of it, I'm not in state, so you know, honestly, they carry the brunt of it. Now I do help where I can, and there are more responsibilities in certain areas that fall on me as well, especially there's two sides of the family. So all I'm saying is, yeah, there's more responsibilities. It's nothing we can't handle, and honestly, I love my children and I love our parents, and so I want to be there for them as much as I can. It's just finding the best way to do it, and hopefully I do it in the right manner so that they're treated well and with respect on both sides of the generation. Okay, I think this is the funniest one. I thought I'd have short hair, and I thought, well, I don't think I thought it would be gray, but I thought it would be short. I mean, both my mother and stepmother always dyed their hair, but it was short and it was curly, and I guess I thought that's what middle age would be like. If you watch the sitcoms from that time period, the 80s and even early 90s, you think, first show I think of is The Golden Girls. But I thought I'd use that as an example, and those women are maybe even above middle age. So I wanted to come up with another example, and I think the best example, I don't know if you remember the show, Designing Women, but they all had short, very proper haircuts. And I guess I thought that would be what I had when I got older. Now you look at women and their hair is usually long. Most of them are straight. Curls are coming back though. I decided to I used to have straight hair for a while, but this is natural curls and I've just decided to accept it and move on with them. But I'm more than happy to dye my hair and not have gray hair, but I'm not quite ready to go to short hair, and I don't think most women our age are. So you can laugh at it, but I thought I'd have short, curly hair. I also didn't expect there to be such an emphasis on looking so young. My parents aged, and that's just what happens. Our bodies, we get wrinkles, we get laugh lines, we earn those laugh lines. But there's definitely an emphasis, all the products, all the, well, I would say magazines, there aren't so many magazines anymore, but a lot of advertising, and a lot of stars these days have a lot of plastic surgery, a lot of Botox. And I honestly, if that's what they want, that's what they want. If that's what you want, you should. I don't have anything against plastic surgery or Botox or creams or whatever. You have to decide what's best for you. But I guess I'm just surprised at how much there is put into how in your 50s you should still look like you're in your 30s or 40s. And I'll tell you who impresses me most. Not the actresses who do all of that and do look so young. What impresses me is aging gracefully. I think that is actually sort of brave. Sally Fields really, people did not understand why Sally Fields wanted to age gracefully. And you know what? I think she really looks pretty good for her age. But she did it, and that's how she wants to live her life. And that's what we should respect. If, you know, I've heard Julia Roberts now, I don't know if this is true, but I have recently heard that Julia Roberts said that she wants to make sure her kids can see the expression on her face. So she's a very strong proponent for aging gracefully. Honestly, I personally think you should do you, and you need to decide what you want. Personally, I'm gonna dye my hair. I'm not ready to go gray. Maybe sometime I will. But, you know, I just think it's a shame that we don't accept people for what they want to do and how they want to handle aging, because when it comes down to it, I have to live with the decisions that I make, including how I look and how I present myself to the world. And I feel more comfortable in my own skin if I dye my hair. Not quite ready for Botox. Who knows? Maybe in the future. At this point, I think I'm just gonna go with the saggy jowls and the wrinkle lines, and just say, I've earned those laugh lines, so we're gonna go that route. So things didn't turn out exactly like I had that picture in my brain when I was in my 20s. I'm definitely not ready to slow down. I think there are so many more opportunities out there. I'm gonna be there for my kids no matter how old they get. They can be 50 years old and I'm still gonna be mom. I'm still gonna be there for them. My parents, I'm gonna enjoy the time I have with them as long as I can. And honestly, those responsibilities, I'll gladly take them so that I can have more years with them. And as far as my looks, this is it, you guys. I'm a t-shirt and jeans type of girl, and we're just gonna go day by day with it. But basically what I guess my point of this whole video is, don't live on expectations of what you thought in the 20s. Let's live life, let's live it to the fullest, and go out there and have some fun, because you know what? I ain't done living, and I'm ready to go have some fun. So come join me. In the meantime, have a good one.